you look at this and if someone says to you, like, are you the best receiver in the country, what's your answer?
I believe that, yes, sir.
No doubt.
I mean, that's up for other people to decide, but for me, I mean, I believe that.
Off balance, throws it up, looking for Brown, he's got it! Breaks the tackle! He's in for another Yale touchdown!
Nico Brown, welcome to Off the Leash podcast, bro.
Appreciate you having me.
How are you?
I'm great. It's a pleasure to be on the podcast.
I never thought this one would have a highly requested guest right here. You don't even know the half of it. It's exciting. You're out of here, what, tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow afternoon, got a flight out of here, packing it up, surreal moment, but...
How's it feel?
It's a bittersweet feeling. I don't think I'm ready for the next stage of my life, but it's going to be tough to leave the fellas behind for sure.
Nico, I want to start by, I got these 4 pictures of you in front of me. And I was thinking, like, what's the best way to start an episode with Nico Brown? And it's only right to address that when you pull up Nico Brown on ESPN or Yale football and look at the stats, you see tons of zeros.
Yeah.
Tons of zeros. I mean, zeros, every category is a zero. And then you get to 2025, and I have this here. You've seen it a few times. 71 catches, 1,085 yards, 11 touchdowns. So what I want to do is I want to go all the way back to first year.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to, just tell me a little bit about step by step leading up to this year.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit about you and your journey. So bring me back here. So this is first year Nico Brown coming into Yale. Let's hear a bit about this kid.
Yeah, it's a while ago, but I think coming in here first year, I was didn't know what to expect. I was a California kid. First time really living out on the Northeast, whole different weather, but I think it made it an easy shift coming into Yale, just the community and the brotherhood that I kind of felt on my official visit dating back to 2021, 2022 at that time is kind of the reason I came here. But I think that over those years, I mean, I can't say a whole lot about each year, but I'd say like injuries kind of were frustrating for a few of those years that kind of held me out of playing time and being on the field, which was hard to do and hard to not be. But I think it led to a lot of growth within my character and like stuff that I needed that'll go a lot longer than just football as well. I think we've matured a lot over the years, just growth into setbacks, a lot of setbacks being here at Yale, but just learning how to handle those moments and kind of like, I don't know, through freshman year to junior year, there was so many things that went down to where when senior year stuff was falling into my favor, I was able to weather the storm, and it was just a lot of gratuity for being there.
What's the biggest memory you have when you look back from your freshman year?
Yeah, I'd say living with Zeke. I lived with Zeke in D12, and then we had Cam Price and Ben Frank, so he'd make the trek all the way over to Old Campus a lot, and we'd hang out in Morris D12 for like hours upon hours. So all the football stuff, it's like you're always practice, they kind of get repetitive, and you kind of forget about a lot of the practices and the games, but I'd say like little things like just hanging out in our little living room for hours upon hours, like I said, after practice, after games, no matter when it was, Brogan spending the night on my couch. I think those are the things that I remember more so than the football stuff.
Mm-hmm. I would describe you as a pretty confident person. Today, a lot of passion, play with a lot of energy and a lot of confidence. Was that similar freshman year? Were you a little bit different? Were you more reserved? What were you like freshman year?
Yeah, I think like I was a little bit more reserved, and it took me a little bit. I've always been a pretty like introverted person until I kind of get to know someone or get to open up with someone. So it took a little bit of time to open up to the whole team besides like my immediate circle. And I think once that I did that, it was like the best move I could do just to reap the full benefits of the relationships from both sides of the whole team of Yale football.
Mm-hmm. Were you confident in your ability as a football player?
Yeah, I think so. I think I've always remained pretty confident in my abilities as a football player, and it was just more about keeping that confidence through the hard stuff that has happened over the years, and I think I've done a good job maintaining that. So,
what shifted now going on to year 2? I can't necessarily recall certain moments. I've been here obviously the whole time, but I don't necessarily know. I know that there's always been a bunch of different things, affecting. But tell me about sophomore year now. What was going on that year? What were you like? How was that year for you?
Ooh, yeah, sophomore year. Yeah, that's when I was dealing with that toe injury. I remember when I came in for the fall, I was really excited for the year, getting back after missing out on a little bit of a spring with another lower disc injury. And then I came in for the fall, had this toe thing ongoing, and it just kept delaying and nagging. And that was like a frustrating semester. I remember going through some hard stuff with my brothers, my teammates. I remember that was one of the rougher semesters, but that was where I think that because it was such a rough semester was where I made the most growth as a person and a character overall that semester. And I think that was a big turning point in my career here where I had a more positive outlook about the things here, and I had a more positive outlook about football, my relationships, and I was able to invest more in those things. So I'd say that sophomore fall was one of the biggest turning points in my character and growth as a person. And we moved into the spring, and then I kind of came up over on junior year. Came in, same sort of mentality. I was really ready to get after it, go showcase myself, compete for a spot. Broke my wrist on the second day of fall camp, and it was just like, damn, a lot of hard work that I was putting in over the summer and trying to really put all that on display after really 2 years of kind of nagging injuries and being off the field. And that was tough. But that's when I really invested more in like the relationships at that side of it, and I didn't know was there going to be a future in football, and I was continuing to work hard and all those assets of football, but yeah, I think that the friend side of it, I don't know where I was going with that, to be honest.
You going back to sophomore year, you said that you had a tough fall.
Yeah.
That was what, fall of 2023.
Uh-huh.
What was going on?
I think the injuries are always frustrating with football, and I had such an identity into football. I'm a school guy too, but I think my identity is so tied into football that taking that away from me was just super hard. Mentally, I felt like I couldn't be part of the team. It was tough when you're like filming in the stands from a mile away to like feel that side of it. I think that was just really where the tough side of it was, and but like I said, I think that was a lot of growth made in that semester because of it.
How did you juggle that, and how'd you, what were some low points, what were some high points? How'd you get out of it?
Yeah, I think that, like you said, the hard part is just juggling, maintaining the confidence in who I am as a player with all the injuries, and then you're being off the field. You kind of, for me, it was just more about like working hard to get back on the field, and once I was back on the field, doing everything I can, whether it's outside, getting a little extra work in just to make sure that I have the best product on the field for myself, but also my teammates. And I think that's where a lot of just maintaining confidence came from, just working hard when we're not doing practices and stuff, so then when I get out there, I could rely on the stuff that I was working on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So then we kind of take, and I want you to just, reflect on this as much as you feel like you want to. But so I printed this out too. I wanted you to just be able to see all this because it's pretty cool when I take a look at it. It's just not. I haven't been around a player who had a drastic change like you have. I think the funny thing is we all knew how talented you were always. Like it's always like Nico's a dog. It's just like things just never worked out. But like no one necessarily expects things to work out the way they work. They worked out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, usually it's it's his year, 700 yards or good season. But
right.
And then the last thing is this. I know this is probably pretty cool for you. Highest rated PFF receiver in the country. When you sit back, we'll get into the season more. I just want to hear your thoughts. But as you sit back and reflect after, in December now that the season's over, what are your immediate thoughts about everything? And as you look back in your Yale football career?
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of ups and downs. I think that this was one crazy season this year for sure. And I think as I look back on it, the thing that I'll remember and I really will take away the most is really the guys. All this stuff like the accolades and stuff is awesome. And it's cool to finally be on the stage to go showcase my abilities. But I think that it's not really possible without any of my teammates and even the guys that don't get to be seen, the Scott Schringers of the world that don't get to be seen.
Shout out.
Done a lot of, like, put me through a lot of, supported me through a lot of hard times as I have for him. And I think that's, like, the stuff that I take away the most as I look back at these 3.5 years.
Did you expect what kind of went down this year before the year happened, or?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what to expect in what capacity. I think that I was very confident in my abilities, and I was really just praying that I got an opportunity finally to do that with my brothers. But I think that I didn't know in what capacity, like I said, and it really took off by storm. But I'm just grateful and blessed to be in that opportunity.
Now, one thing I've noticed about you just being your teammate is you have a specific level of confidence that seems to be unmatched, uncommon as a football player.
I appreciate that.
And it's a really good thing. I mean, it's electric. It's fun to watch. Tons of memories I have throughout the year where it's just like you, seems like in a way, like you feel yourself just through the confidence. Where did your confidence come from? Is it something that kind of came growing up? Is there something, where did this confidence come from for you?
Yeah, I think in football specifically, kind of when I was growing up playing youth football, whatever, and my dad told me if I'm going to play, like, tackle football, it's a dangerous game. Like, you either can, I've had coaches tell me this too, but, like, you either be the hammer or the nail. And I remember I was actually, like, 5th grade Pop Warner games or whatever it'd be. My dad I'd think I'd be physical out there, and he'd be like, "You're not physical enough. You're being soft out there," or whatever. So I think that one of his core values raised me was just like I wasn't going to be soft, and whether kids were going to be bigger or faster or whatever, I was going to be the toughest kid out there. So I think that a lot of the confidence on the field kind of just comes from that, just letting I want to be a tough player out there that my teammates can rely on and depend on. And I think that with football, it's such a manly game that it's like your mentality. If you don't have the right mentality from the first snap, it's just tough to compete on every down.
Let's talk more about your dad. Your dad play football?
Yeah, he did football, baseball, basketball up like through high school, and then stopped after that.
How has he impacted you throughout your life?
Yeah, I think he's a super ultra competitive guy, and I think that kind of where I get a lot of it from. I think even when I play little Madden games with my friends here or my brother back home growing up when I was in 2nd grade, it was always like we're yelling at each other. It's just a very competitive household, and I think that he's put me in all the right positions. He was always out when I was playing baseball, throwing me BP with the net, just doing everything he can to make sure that I was getting the best available training from him or just the best available product from him. So I think that without him, none of this would be possible.
How about your mom?
Mom, the same way. Yeah, she was always growing up more into like the academic side of my I guess my curriculum. My dad would take a lot of the athletic stuff, and my mom would have me playing guitar and doing other extracurriculars, or I forget what other stuff she would have me doing. But I mean, just like typical mom, and like I think I talked about in my break, like I had her as my hero this year. Just because like as I get older, I start to appreciate more all the things that you don't really notice as a kid. That like she was always there to, make me food whenever I needed it. She's asking me if I wanted a smoothie after getting back from the gym. So just like she was always there to support me no matter what. That I've definitely become more grateful for over these past 4 years being away from her.
And you have one brother?
One brother and then 2 sisters, actually. Yeah.
Where are you placed in this?
I am the second oldest.
Second oldest.
Yep.
Who's older than you?
My oldest sister, she went to UCSD, and now she's working back down in San Diego.
Awesome. And then below you?
Brother, he plays football over at Stanford. I believe he's a sophomore right now. So he's enjoying it over there, having a good time. And then I got a youngest sister who's still in high school. She goes to the local high school kind of by us.
Good relationship. Yeah,
a really strong, tight-knit family. We didn't really have a lot of like grandparents or uncles like in the picture a lot back home. It was where we live in Southern California. We were the only immediate family out there, so it was always taking trips wherever.
Off the Leash podcast is brought to you by Skinletics. Now listen, if you've never used light therapy before, you should have started yesterday. But the good thing is there's still lots of time. It is the best thing for you recovery-wise. If you're an athlete and you like working out,
It really helps reduce inflammation. And if you're somebody who just cares about their health and well-being, they have a face mask that's really good for anti-aging and anti-acne properties. I'm going to put the link in the description. On top of all of that, they make amazing apparel as I'm sporting right now. Listen, if you watch our podcast, if you're a part of the OTL community, you got to tap into Skinletics. Go ahead, check it out. Hope you enjoy. Let's get back to the episode.
I want to pull this up. I talked to Idro about this. I brought Idro on the pod the other day.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it was a mess. Bro talked for 2.5 hours.
You both did.
My teacher was talking about confidence, and I just was researching types of confidence, and it made me think about you. I wanted to ask you more about this. So basically, what I found is there's 3 different types of confidence.
Okay.
You have identity-based confidence, which means confidence comes from who you believe you are, not what you've done. Believe you're the best player there is. You don't need evidence to make you feel that way. You just grew up feeling that way. You have energy, swagger. 2, you have process-based confidence, which is, comes through reps and preparation. And then 3, you have detachment-based confidence, which is just letting go of outcomes, forgetting about the sport, not worrying about it. I describe Dave Pantelis as this, playing video games before games.
Yeah.
Not thinking about ball. So my immediate thought when I heard identity-based confidence, I immediately thought of you. I want to know if you agree with that, and if so, explain. And if not, where do you see yourself aligned?
Yeah, I think what do you describe the identity-based?
Identity-based confidence.
Yeah, the identity-based one and the second one too. I kind of think it's a culmination of both of those two. But I think the reps with the hard work, I think, is where I get a lot of the confidence. But I think the identity-based, I am who I say I am, is just sticking to that. If I'm gonna say that once, I'm gonna stick to that word. So I think, yeah, you kind of hit it on the head. I think both of those kind of define where I derive my confidence from.
Why are you that way? Because what you don't understand maybe about that is most people aren't like that. I mean, you have guys like Idro, sure, right? Who just
exude confidence.
That's just how he is, right? Shout out. But I mean, a lot of people struggle with confidence first, and then some people who have confidence don't have a lot of it, and then some people just have so much of it that they're never gonna lose it.
I mean, I think that I could definitely struggle with it. I think there's times that I struggle with confidence for sure. Over the years, especially with the injuries and stuff. I think the hard part has just been able to try to stick to something that gets me back to where I need to be, if that kind of makes sense. I mean, when I've had injuries and any doubt crept in my head of, oh, maybe this isn't for me or stuff, I think that I get my identity-based side confidence back from working hard in the gym or in the off season to kind of build back, all right, this is who I am, this is who I want to be on the field, and yeah.
You got to keep going. I'm not going to let you stop there. Bro comes on the pod ready to media train and shit. I mean, listen, what can you tell me about your thought process, your mindset that because your mindset's different. I mean, everyone's who's been around you witnessed it. What's going on in there?
I think it's a lot of it shows up on the Saturdays, but the confidence I think that I display on the Saturdays is kind of just I build a lot of that up for Saturdays and let it all out on Saturdays. From, I guess, during the week, I feel like I'm probably more calm, not as energy exerted out there on Saturdays. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of the confidence I just try to build myself up to play for Saturdays as well. So, I mean... It's hard to say here without yeah.
So saving up for Saturday makes you confident.
I mean, no, I mean it's hard to say. I mean, I think that I trust my abilities as a player, and I just
why
I think I've put in a lot of time, working hard in the off seasons and developing a lot of confidence just over playing, I guess, over the years too. Making plays in practice, I think, definitely helps just grow as a player, and then having good teammates that support that. I think that is really where
I'm gonna keep I'm gonna get more out. So Idro, let me ask you a question. So Idro, you're a confident person, right?
I think so.
And you think a lot of people who play football are confident, right? Well, a lot of people who are good at football are pretty confident.
Yeah.
But there's also people who are extra, who got a different level of confidence.
Yes.
That's you.
Yeah.
You know, like you know that. So,
I mean, I find myself as a confident football player on Saturdays, but I mean, I guess that's up for other people to judge. I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say regarding that, but
I'm not gonna tell too many Nico Brown stories because I don't know. I want to. I saw you sign with the agency. I need to be careful about some of my words. But my favorite memory of you was Youngstown, Ohio.
there's a few good ones.
So, you know, you're just there, and you know, you unfortunately weren't able to play because you put the team on your back against Harvard. Team effort.
Yeah.
Nico Brown did a great game.
We all had a great game.
We all had a great game. But, you know, you're just paced on the sidelines, just amped up. It's like, y'all can't guard me. Y'all can't guard me. You're not going in the game.
Yeah.
Like, you're not playing today, but you can't guard me.
No, yeah, I think that was interesting. I mean, for that game, like, specifically, I didn't know, like, what they didn't really tell me a whole lot, like, how was I going this week or not. They were kind of asking me the same thing, and I was like, yeah, if I can go, I can go. And then Coach Knight kind of held me on a leash that game, like, we're going to get in the red zone, we're going to use you, whatever, but fellas were able to get it done without.
And then the pregame warm-ups are, I mean, those are the funniest of them all.
Yeah.
You just, I mean, you're out there, you're just amped.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
What do you, like, you like positive self-talk? What's the deal?
No, I think that, like, to play football for me is just, like, for me, I have to be in a certain mentality that I don't necessarily, like, love to get in all the time. It's just, like, something that I know to keep myself safe and also play my best product out there, I have to kind of roll into that mentality, kind of starting when I wake up, I'll listen to different music, getting in the shower, going into those team meetings doing the ABCs, kind of just locking myself in for the next, from 12 to 4, for those 4 hours to be as most physically present and on the top of my game I can. And I think a lot of it is just building up the mentality that, like, I am the man. Nobody could stop you. And I think that goes for, like, whatever 22 people are on the field. I think to put your best foot forward in a football game, I think that it kind of starts there. If you ever have any doubts going through before a snap or something, you probably already lost a play.
Mm-hmm. What's your thought when the ball's in the air?
Yeah, I mean, if the ball's in the air, I think that it's my ball. I want to go get it.
It's our ball, ain't it?
I think that if I can get my hands on it, then I can get a shot at it. I'm going to go after it.
I wish they had the numbers here, but I just remember, like, there were not many. One, you had, like 0 drops in the year?
Yeah, I actually had one in Montana State, a little slam, the first one.
Oh.
Yeah.
That doesn't count. What, like 70-plus targets and no drops. That's pretty impressive. So, what, just see ball, get ball?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing, to see ball, get ball. The route, I try to run as good of a route I can, but once the ball's in the air, ultimately, whoever catches it's going to...
It's simple.
Yeah.
It's a simple game for Nico Brown.
Just go after the ball.
There's 2 stories I want to tell, and if you want me to tell them, I'll take them out. It's fine.
Okay, yeah.
UPenn game was hilarious.
UPenn.
I mean, UPenn game was absolutely hilarious. Just because, like, for me, the reason we won the game is people like you. You kind of go into the game like,
yeah, I think
this is my field.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a big moment in the year for us too. I think.
Yeah.
Was that week 6?
Week 5.
Week 5.
No, we had Stonehill week 5, so that's week 6.
Week 6.
Rolling into Ivy play, we needed to win.
Right.
And off the bat, from 9 a.m. I mean, you're amped.
Yeah.
I mean, you're amped.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that unless you want to add anything.
No, man, I don't got a whole lot to add. I was definitely...
Dang, he's too media trained.
That was media trained bad.
I think I was amped. I was ready to go. I knew it was big Ivy League matchup. Started our little Ivy League gauntlet there. It was a must-win game. So came ready to go.
Let me keep it like this. It seems like you like putting your eye on another opponent to fuel you in every situation. Every week I see you in a different respect, either before the game, during the game, using your opponents as fuel. Mm-hmm. Of like, in a way, I remember week 12, bro, you're at 1,000 yards almost already. Mm-hmm. And your talk is, they don't know about you. Like, you're talking to yourself like they don't know about you. Mm-hmm. Bro, yeah, they do. They know about you. So, like, what is this talk?
Yeah, I think it's just, like, always about proving the next person wrong. Just, like, I know McGowan gave us that speech that morning too, saying they don't know about any of our guys. So I think that probably factored into it for sure. But yeah, I think it's just like trying to turn. Those guys were a new opponent. We haven't played them, so I haven't proved anything to them. That so by the end of the game, if no matter if win or lose, they're gonna know that I came to play or I'm there to compete. They're not gonna walk over some kids, Ivy League kids.
Do you grow up with NFL aspirations?
Yeah, I think I've always I was a big baseball guy growing up. Really until junior COVID season, we had that shortened season. I had a pretty good year that year. I played baseball like all summer, all year. Football was kind of like what I would do. And when I was younger, I did FNL, and then I'd play football for the 4 months, starting like 5th grade Pop Warner. But I was all baseball, and I kind of got to junior year and I honestly felt a little bit like burnt out. My dad was like big on pushing baseball on me too. But then I just decided I want to play football, made a decision, come to the Ivy Leagues from there.
Was there any point where you kind of were like, all right, bro, it's time to test this LinkedIn thing out?
I have a LinkedIn going. I think that was like I think that like freshman year though, we had a course here that, I mean, it made it pretty quick at Yale University that a LinkedIn's probably a smart thing to have. So I had that rolling pretty early freshman year, I believe.
Was there ever a moment that you actually thought that would have to be a reality for you though?
I think for sure, like there's times that where I really was prepared for all outcomes. I would say I didn't know. After this year, had something happen, an injury or freak accident. Like you never know. You see so many guys. Like football can end any second. So I think I was always prepared for kind of all outcomes. I was hoping the way it would turn out the way it did turn out, and I believed in my abilities. If I got the opportunity, I was prepared for if something were to happen or I didn't get that opportunity.
Did you do an internship?
I did a few little internships over the summer.
Okay.
But yeah, just some smaller stuff.
I didn't know you were a school guy.
Yeah, I'm a school guy.
Really?
Yes. Yes, I am.
What's your major?
Economics.
Really?
Yep.
How's that been for you?
It's been it gets easier as you go on. You start to like understand. It's like the first test you get in econ, you get a 30 out of 100, and it's like a B plus or something, just because the curve's so crazy. So like, I guess once you start getting used to the curve and how those classes really roll, it gets a lot easier. But a lot of the stuff that you learn in the introductory classes, you kind of carry on. I feel like in a lot of the courses that I took later on here.
Who is Nico Brown off the field? You said that you don't like getting in this mode all the time of being locked in on this football way. You seem like a real, like you're just chill, trying to chill. I know you told me, I was like, what do you do at home? Like I watch movies. Yeah,
I mean, I spend a lot of time, I guess, living in the house with 8 guys. A lot of the time we're just spending time when we're not playing football. If I'm not doing homework or studying for something, then I'm probably in the house just chilling with the guys somewhere in one of their rooms, one of the living rooms in Zeta. So,
do you have any hobbies outside of football?
Yeah, biggest one would be probably skiing. I'm a big skier.
Really?
Yeah, my dad always kind of took us out to Colorado growing up, so I've skied a lot in my life, but that's like my favorite thing to do outside of football.
You grew up in what, San Diego?
Huntington Beach, Orange County.
What was it like out there?
It's a great place to live. I don't got nothing to complain about there. I think
this is it right here?
Yeah, that's it right there. That's our pier.
That looks real pretty.
It's a pretty place.
Beach bum?
I like the beach. Yeah, I like the beach.
You just at the beach all the time?
No, honestly, I was usually for sports, so occupied with sports that like I really didn't get to take advantage of the beach as much as I wished I did once I came to Yale. Once came here, I realized there wasn't beaches like that out here, and it was like, damn, I took that for granted a little bit.
Are you a very forward-looking guy, or are you a present person?
I think I'm a pretty present guy. I do a lot of times look in the future a little too much, and I feel like I try to ground myself in the present. I find myself trying to ground myself in the present more often than not.
Well, since you look in the future a little bit, what are some things you're maybe excited about? Some things that you think about a lot currently about your future?
Yeah, I think that a lot of things just are so fluid and so hard to predict, like where I'll fall 5 years, 10 years from now, because just so many things and go into that beforehand. But But I guess I'm excited for a new opportunity here to go play football somewhere and see what that's like, and play at at the highest level that I can play at. And then outside of football, I'm just excited, I guess, to meet a new group of guys, but hopefully, get to come back, see these guys in about 4 months for graduation.
What are some things that keep you motivated?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I try to look for. I'm a big guy, just writing goals down and like having goals, and then whatever those goals are, I'll try to come back to, and that should be like the primary motivation, I guess, for that. So for in the summer, a lot of what I wanted to do on the football field was I had a lot of high and big goals for that. So then all summer it was like I had to put in all the hard work if I was going to, or when I got to that position too. If I didn't put in the hard work, I couldn't look back and be like, all right, I put my best foot forward. So I think that goals are a big thing for motivation for me.
What were your goals?
I mean, I had big goals, but
Let's hear them.
I mean, I wanted to. There wasn't necessarily any sort of accolades or something. Yeah. I knew I just wanted to be on the field and be an impact player on the offense. To, hopefully lead the team to an Ivy title like we did.
Say that those are your biggest goals. You had no personal goals.
I mean,
it doesn't hurt if you had a personal
sure.
goal. It doesn't hurt.
But like, no, to be honest with you, I didn't write down like, oh, this many catches, this many yards, just because I had no idea what the offense was going to be like. We had no idea what the quarterback situation was. So there was so many factors. But as far as like individual goals, I think it was a lot. Just I wanted to be an impact player on the offense where I'm able to help the team out there. Like I wasn't like, oh, I wanted this year be FCS All-American, or I don't want to be an Ivy League for honors, but just because it was like I had not even been presented an opportunity for the last 3 years. So it was like the first and foremost thing I wanted was just to for sure be out there and have the opportunity. I know in the summer we had some stuff going on where I just wanted to make sure that with everything going on and all the outside noise that I was going to for sure be out there and have the opportunity. Mm-hmm. I think that was like the biggest thing and really the biggest goal after the last 3 years.
Do you watch someone film a lot?
Yeah, I'm a big film guy.
So you just always watch. What do you watch other people or you watch yourself?
It depends if we're in season. If we're out of season, like I'll even when I go home and like during the season, I'll turn on YouTube of best one-on-one clips from like the week and kind of just like watch different stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Those are fire.
Yeah.
What do you think about that when you look at that? Do you care about these type of things?
Yeah, I don't really know how the whole PFF grading system works, but it's definitely a cool honor to have. Yeah. I don't know how they grade and like.
Yeah.
But it's like definitely a good group of guys on that list. So
I'm gonna read. I guess some people don't have access to these things. It's on your Twitter. But Makai Lemon, who won the Biletnikoff.
Yeah.
Right. Malachi Toney, Wyatt Young, Carnell Tate, Michael Wortham, Jeremiah Smith. I know that name pretty well. And then, a bunch of other receivers. But, it's a pretty elite company, and you're at the top of it. So, whatever these grading system means, it must mean something. You know what I mean? It's okay. It seems like you don't care about these things.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a great honor to have. But
yeah, Nico. Before we finish up, what are some things that you may want to share that people may not know about Nico? You got any interesting stories?
I got some like bad stories I don't really want to tell or air out anybody too. So
you got some bad stories.
Not bad, but just I don't know the if they'd want me sharing that.
Gotcha.
But do you got any something along the lines of like do you have a like sort of somewhere to go with this?
Where I'm trying to go with this is I know Nico. And I'm trying to get Nico to talk because you're not understanding, bro. Like a lot of people are interested about you. Truthfully, a lot of people are. You're a very interesting dude. You're like, what? Are you saying you are? Yeah. You're a very interesting dude, and it's unique, and I'm trying to understand it as much as possible in the time we have.
I think that I'm still trying to understand it too.
That's deep.
No, but for real though, I don't know.
What goes on in your head during the day? What are you thinking about? Are you sitting there just thinking about ball all the time? Are you sitting around just like thinking about like
I'm like
video games? Like what?
No, I haven't been doing a whole lot of video games, but a lot of times I'm just like shooting the crap with my friends. So it's like whatever's the hot topic of the hour, then it's like a lot. I guess what's on my mind, or then I'm a big food guy. I enjoy a lot of food.
What do you eat?
I eat everything around here, but I mean it's hard to like stay relatively healthy because of I'm a Wingstop. I get that a good prime burger. I just had that today.
516.
Yeah, Yorkshire's good. I mean I eat everything.
Oh wow, you're outside a lot.
Yeah.
What's your favorite New Haven spot?
Ooh. Maybe Prime. I like the burgers there, but I really haven't ventured to all the local New Haven spots around besides just the campus.
Mm-hmm. Idro, do you have anything you need to say before we finish up?
Do I? I mean, I don't know. I am enjoying myself, hearing more about Nico. I wanted to get to the crux of what Nico is.
I'm trying to get more out of this kid, but I think I might throw in the towel.
He's keeping it so player right now, and it's like, I can respect that, but it's like, what gets Nico Brown fired up?
Facts. Facts.
Because, Nico, you got to understand, we're both standing on the sidelines watching you play, hearing you talk, seeing your energy, demeanor shift. So it's like, we want to understand more about how that happens so we can shoot, so we can learn from it and apply it to ourselves a bit more.
That's the point of a podcast is bring on cool people and have them share their stories,
Yeah.
You got a real cool story.
I mean, I think a lot of the stuff you guys are talking about is just the Saturdays, getting myself going and how I fire myself up. But, I mean, like I said, I think it's just like a lot of just how I prep myself and get in football. Football drives that, I guess, the game, the Saturday from 12 to 4 drives it. And knowing that I'm a big competitor, I don't want to lose at anything I do. So it's like, if we're going to go out there against another team, the last thing I want is for us to lose or for me to lose a rep. Like I know even in the games we play, if I have one thing that I could have done better during the game, even if I have a great game, I'll think back of that one thing. Like I'll watch that play on film first and like nitpick about that. So I think that I'm just I'm like a perfectionist when it comes to that stuff, and I don't like to lose. I go after, if something we're gonna compete, then I'm gonna make sure I'm the ultimate competitor out there.
Let me ask this: what are you doing on your perfect day off?
Perfect day off. Oof. Hopefully, watching in some sort of sleeping. Honestly, after this season, sleeping for sure got to be part of that. Eating some good food. Probably cooking up a steak maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe have some company. I'll be friends or whatever. Like hang out with my friends. Yeah.
Yeah, Nico. No, this is great. I love this. This is top 5. This is amazing. This is absolutely
Nico,
amazing.
man.
No, this is Nico Brown though. Like this is actually Nico. Like this is actually you. This is actually you.
A pretty reserved guy.
Pretty reserved guy. Introvert until
Introvert.
Saturdays.
No, just until like I got the right people around me.
Oh, okay. So we're not the right people.
No, you guys.
No, we're
are
not the right people.
but
We're not the right
is this-
people.
I feel like I act like this if I'm walked outside Sterling Library right now. It's just Saturdays I might be a little bit of a different guy just because I prep my mentality like that.
So we should have had Brogan come on the pod today. Would have helped you out a bit.
No, because it would have been the same thing. I think I'm equally as comfortable speaking in front of all y'all.
Think so? All right.
Your call has been.
He's driving back to Ohio.
Yeah, we double call. He'll be all right.
Try Zeke too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So Brogan, I'm currently in the studio on a recording episode with Nico Brown.
Oh boy.
So this what you say right now is going to be on record, just so you know. So be careful. But
All right, best.
we're 44 minutes in, and this guy Nico doesn't like talking too much. And then he just hit us with, if I'm around the right people, I just open up, and I'm like, oh, so I guess we're not the right people, but I know who is. So.
Okay. All right. So you probably called the right guy. What are you trying to get out of him?
So what Idro and I have kind of sat here and determined is that Nico's a very fiery guy. He got a lot of confidence and a lot of swagger to him. And, we were asking him about his mindset. And, he's just like, got to save it all up for Saturdays. And, just got to, just got to, I'm a competitor. That's about all he gave us.
No, I mean, I definitely see where he's coming from. I mean, you gotta look at his story, bro. Putting a chip on someone's shoulder like that, of course they're gonna be pumped up for Saturdays. And I mean, I don't know what more you can ask for than a gamer like that.
So I showed him. I brought over him. I brought his stats from his first 3 years, which is tons.
Exactly.
I got his PFF in front of him. I have his first 4 years of pictures. We're trying to get as much as we can out of this kid, trying to learn about him. He says he's an introvert.
Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely have noticed that. I definitely agree with that. I mean, I feel like you just showing all that, like, it kind of shows you why. I mean, he gets one opportunity and pops off his senior year, and I mean, you just sit there and look at the stats of the 3 previous years, you're like, wow. Like, I mean, how does that even add up? How do you become an All-American off of 1 year? So, I mean, I feel like looking at the stats alone might kind of explain why he is the way he is.
Mm. What's one thing that you want to tell us about Nico before we hang up?
Yo, he got to be smiling right now.
He is.
He's having fun.
He's nervous as hell. That's what he is.
I mean, I could go anywhere with this. Oh my gosh. I might have to plead the fifth. I might have to plead the fifth on this one. I might have to I mean, I said enough in my senior speech, real ones know.
Wow.
I might have to stay quiet on this one.
Here we go. Anything you guys say about Brogan, Nico? You good?
Good dude.
Good dude.
I appreciate that.
All right. Hey, I heard you driving home. Safe travels, bro.
Yeah, appreciate
All right,
it.
we'll talk.
All right, y'all boys have fun.
All right. It all checks out.
Checks out.
That's who you are. That's who you are at the
He
court.
agreed.
He agreed. Well,
have a favorite play, favorite catch. Like.
Great. Yeah. Favorite play from the season.
Favorite play. I can go like a favorite catch. I'd go like favorite catch. I'd probably say the Brown one, just because I laid out for it and in the air. And all honestly, like I didn't think I was gonna get to that ball. I was like the one ball this year where I was like, oh, that's a little bit out of my reach, I think. But I'm gonna go after and see what happened. And like I kind of dove. I think in the picture my eyes were closed. Like I didn't know if my hands were gonna get there. But once I hit my hands, I kind of was able to secure it. So I think that was probably my coolest play for me of the year.
It's the craziest catch I've ever seen. Did you see the ball? You just put your arms out.
I saw kind of the trajectory of it, and then once I laid out, I really didn't think I was going to get there, and it kind of got it with one and then secured it with the other.
That was crazy.
Appreciate it.
Favorite memory?
Probably winning the championship. That was a pretty cool feeling, actually being able to be out there and contribute, and that people storming the field, it just packed stadium, it was loud. It's a pretty cool moment to be part of, especially with the whole year.
Yeah, you had a hell of a game.
Appreciate that.
How did that feel? You were pretty lit.
Yeah, it was excited after the game, and had a good night with the guys.
And last question I'll ask you. No, I'm two more. First, what would you say is probably the number one most important thing that you would attest to kind of your development as a person, as a player over how old are you, 22, 21?
22.
22 over these past 22 years. You look back and think about these moments, high school, middle school.
Mm-hmm.
What would you attest to where you are today?
I think like the identity-based confidence thing is kind of something that I would kind of go back to, like just believing who you are and sticking with who you are, and then whatever that may be, doing whatever you can to make that possible. And at the end of the day, if you don't achieve what or who you say you are, but you put all your best foot forward, then your life takes a different path. Like that's just life, and I think that that's going to happen in the future, and it's going to happen. It happens for everybody. But I would say there's one thing I lay my hat on is just believing who you say you are and committing to that.
I mean, when you look at this thing, and I'll ask you, there's most people when you ask, it could just be, some people could say foolishness, but for you, that's not the case. Like when you look at this and if someone says to you, like, are you the best receiver in the country? What's your answer?
I believe that, yes, sir.
No doubt.
I mean, that's up for other people to decide, but for me, I mean, I believe yes.